Welcome to Innovator's Journey. This series features interviews with entrepreneurs and creatives who are turning bold ideas into thriving businesses. Today, we're joined by Chris Fernandez, CEO of Affordable American Insurance. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's very nice to be here. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's dive right in. How would you describe Affordable American Insurance and your role at the company to a person you've just met?
Yes. So I oversee every department, and I've got a phenomenal leadership that helps me lead the company and have the ability to execute the vision of the company to be a different kind of network. So in our industry, most networks just give agency owners access to carriers. Where AI, what we end up doing is we grab agency owners from the captive side of the industry, bring them over to the independent side of the industry, and we teach them how to run a business. And so we help with the ability to scale them. And so we have the tools and the infrastructure to take someone from zero to over $1 million in revenue in less than 8 years. And the way we do that is by tailoring our services to each and every agency owner. And so, like in a car, sometimes you have to step on the clutch, decelerate your business, put it into second gear, and step on the gas again. And that gives you the ability to continue to expand your company at a faster rate.
Okay, so you use an interesting analogy about shifting gears in business. Could you explain how business owners might know when to shift gears and what that process looks like?
Yeah, absolutely. So, just like in a car, if you're feeling burnt out, it's probably
Hmm.
because you're too much on the red line. And so, a lot of business owners start by starting a company that they're passionate about. And then next thing you know, they start feeling burnt out. And they think, well, for me to get to the next stage, I just have to do more of what I'm doing to get there. And the thing is, that's just not the truth. The truth is, you have to learn how to step on the clutch, decelerate your business, step it into second gear, and be able to excel through that. So, to make a very simple example, when you start a business, the first most important thing you have to do is generate revenue. You got to get money in the door, right? Generate revenue, generate revenue. But at what point does actually client retention become more important than generating revenue? So, AI, we've got a lot of that stuff mapped out so we know exactly when and how to do it. And so being able to spend time on your business is very, very important for the business owner that is feeling like, oh, I really want to get to the next level. How do I do that?
Hmm. You've said that you always want to surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. I love this. How has this philosophy shaped your approach to building and leading teams?
Yeah. It's amazing how if you put a lot of smart people in the room that are selfless and want what's best for the company, most of the time, actually, everyone can get on the same page and be a lot of consensus in the room.
Hmm.
Obviously, there's some of those times that you have to be the tiebreaker and say, this is the direction we're going, get on board and move forward. But one of my favorite sayings is, in the multitude of counsel is wisdom. And so having those people around you to shape you who you are is extremely important. And I really think it's a great way to run a business. Just like Jim Collins says in Good to Great, when you have sometimes a phenomenal CEO that's able to excel faster than the market has. But then when that CEO is then replaced, the culture that's left behind wasn't able to sustain the substantial growth. And I believe that if you have a lot of people around you and build that culture, you have the ability to create a company that is truly built to last.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at the insurance industry today, what innovations or changes do you see coming that agency owners should be prepared for?
So there's tons of changes in the insurance industry. I know that's obviously hit the news a lot lately. And so part of it that I think the average consumer doesn't know is that in the past 2 years, there have been over $25 billion catastrophic losses. So that's whether it's hail, whether it's fire, whatever that is, over $1 billion. Before it was somewhere around 12 to 13, depending on the year, and now we're over 25, which has obviously created a lot of pressure on the carriers to maintain profitability. And I know that a lot of people think, oh, these insurance carriers make a ton of money. Their goal is really to just make 3 cents on every dollar. And so, with that pressure on the market, which is nice because things are starting to open up, and part of that has been because the carriers have been able to push rate through the book, through the insurance commissioners, and is now actually starting to alleviate. But then there's also from the agency owner side, which is technology. So we just finished our yearly AI summit with all of our clients. And what we did is we really focused on technology. So being able to adapt to those technology changes is important. Having the right systems and the tools to truly be able to offer the best service for your clients is important. At the same time, the elephant room, which is artificial intelligence. So how does artificial intelligence affect the insurance industry and the agency owner today? You have to have the ability to know that I have to adapt to the changes that are coming without sacrificing the personal touch. So there's always going to be that personal touch. And so agency owners need to prepare for their employees, their CSRs and their producers to be able to manage a higher volume with less time. And truly the way to be able to do that is executing stuff like artificial intelligence. I always like the lovely analogy of artificial intelligence is kind of like the turbocharger in a car. You throw it on and it's going to make the car go that much faster. And so having those resources on how to execute that and the correct partners that teach you how to execute artificial intelligence is extremely important in this day and age.
Mm-hmm. Chris, how can our viewers learn more about AAI?
Yeah, so to learn more about AI, you can go to insuranceaai.com. We've got a phenomenal website there, and we love to help anyone who's obviously in the captive side, who wants to make a shift to the independent side, and just anyone who's interested in starting an insurance business. It's a phenomenal industry to be in. It's funny because a lot of people think, well, it's truly not a sexy industry, but there is so much good behind it because you are actually helping people when they're at their worst case scenario. Their house burns down,
Mm-hmm.
they're in an accident, and you're there to help.
Mm-hmm.
So most people think, well, I'm just selling an insurance product, or I'm not a salesperson. Our best people are actually not salespeople. Our best people are passionately wanting to help people. And so I've even told a lot of our salespeople to shift their minds from stop trying to sell and just start to help. And when they make that mind shift, it's truly amazing to see, wow, I'm actually helping these clients and they may need me at the worst time of their life and I'm there to help. And it's truly fun to be in that position, to know that you made the right decision to protect someone, knowing that if they would have gone with someone else, maybe they wouldn't have gotten the right help that they should have gotten.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for sharing about affordable American insurance. I really appreciate your time today.
I appreciate the time as well. Thank you very much.
Thanks for tuning in to Innovator's Journey. Until next time, I'm Jennifer Pierce, signing off for today. See you later.